따뜻한 울린 심장. I got nothing to lose.
Now that NewJeans won't be 5 anymore, it feels right to look back at what those 5 gave us during their short time together. The 22nd of July 2022 arrived quietly. No survival show, no long teasers, no big explanations. Just a simple announcement. NewJeans debuted that day with It was so sudden. 5 girls appeared out of nowhere, skipping the usual steps. Adore and Minji Jin chose to start with the music and let everything else come later. Attention dropped at midnight, and it felt different right away. No dramatic opening, no build-up, just a steady beat and 5 voices easing into it. Each tone was clear, yet nothing felt separate. They sounded comfortable together, like this was something they'd already been doing together for a while. The choreography carried that same ease. It looked casual, almost loose. They just moved like friends dancing together. Oversized clothes, simple styling, hair moving freely as they danced. Nothing felt dressed up for effect. It felt natural. That feeling carried over into their live stages. Their vocals held steady while they moved, matching the recordings with ease. They watched each other while performing. Small smiles, quiet reactions. You could feel the support between them without it being pointed out. It did not take long for people to warm up to them, not because of numbers or wins, but because everything felt easy on the ears. Their voices were soft and calming, far from the girl crush concept every group were doing at that time. August 2022 brought a move that said a lot about how NewJeans wanted to be seen. Hype Boy arrived with 4 different music videos. One followed Minji, one followed Hanni, one followed haerin. One was shared by Danielle and haerin. Same song, different points of view. Fans could pick one, but watching all of them slowly filled in the whole picture. Each version leaned into something personal. Minji's felt grounded, set around a quiet crush at an amusement park. Hanni's carried bright energy, built around dance and movement. haerin's showed confidence through an art-focused story. Danielle and haerin's was different. Their versions centered on friendship. 2 people realizing they liked the same person, then choosing each other instead. Even early on, the bond between the members came first. The song itself matched that feeling. What made it stick was how each voice complemented the song. Hanni opened with a melody that stayed in your head. Danielle's English lines flowed easily into the Korean verses.
I just want you from my phone right now. I just wanna hear mine.
Minji's lower tone was satisfying to hear. haerin's voice stood out in a way that felt calm and controlled.
Baby, 예민하다 난 lately. 너 없이는 매일매일이, yeah.
haerin kept up without being overshadowed, even as the youngest. That balance showed clearly on stage. Music shows, university festivals, pop-up performances, wherever they went, they sounded steady. More importantly, they looked comfortable together, like they were enjoying the moment rather than trying to get everything perfect. Off-stage content filled in the rest. In behind-the-scenes clips and their phoning lives, they talked over each other, spoke casually, and laughed at jokes no one else needed to get. There was no performance to it, just 5 teenagers spending time together. The way they interacted said more than any explanation could. A proud glance when someone nailed a part, a hand squeeze before walking on stage, small things that kept repeating.
내가 만든 cookie.
Cookie followed later that month, shifting the mood. The song sparked debate over lyrics, but watching them perform it showed how easily they adjusted. They moved between different genres like it was nothing. By the time this debut run ended, something felt clear. NewJeans were becoming a favorite for a lot of people, and it came down to something simple. 5 voices, 5 personalities, moving as one. December 2022 brought a shift no one really expected.
I got no time to lose.
Ditto dropped. People waiting for another upbeat track got something slower and more reflective. The song opened gently, almost hesitant, like revisiting old memories on a cold night. The 5 leaned into it smoothly, pulling their voices back, letting the emotion come through naturally. What stood out was how their voices came together. The harmonies felt warm and close. It showed how 5 different tones could blend without any one of them overpowering the rest. On stage, it felt less like a performance and more like they were sitting inside the song together. The music video leaned into that feeling. Told through Ban Hisu, a quiet 6th member holding a camcorder, it reflected the experience of being a fan and holding on to moments that passed too quickly. But the story worked because of what sat at the center of it. It felt real and natural because they looked so comfortable with one another.
이 노래는 it's about you, baby.
Oh My God followed soon after, showing another side of them. It brought back a lighter energy without breaking the mood they had built.
Oh my God, yes, yes, I'm that.
The hook passed smoothly between all 5, each voice slipping in and out naturally. No one felt left out. No one felt pushed forward.
하나, 둘, 셋. 안녕하세요. 뉴진스입니다.
As the winter went on, moments kept coming. Music show wins, encore stages, year-end performances, grand prizes. Their reactions stayed the same throughout. Group hugs, quiet tears, hands reaching for each other without thinking. They sang live, sounded steady, and looked like they were enjoying every second of it together. At that time, it was obvious why NewJeans had settled into people's lives so easily. Their songs played everywhere: coffee shops, streets, late nights at home. You can say it with confidence. That winter belonged to 5 of them. June 2023 brought a different kind of anticipation. The announcement of the Get Up EP created buzz, but it felt calmer than typical comeback hype.
What's up?
By then, people trusted what these 5 sounded like together. They had moved through different moods and styles already. Whatever came next, everyone knew it was going to be good. Super Shy dropped in July and slid straight into summer. The song captured the awkwardness of a teenage crush in a way that felt surprisingly relatable, wanting to say something, freezing instead.
I'm super shy, but wait a minute while I make you
The hook
mine.
was simple, the kind of line that feels awkward to say out loud, which exactly what made it stick with everyone. Haerin fit the song naturally. Her quiet personality and soft look matched the feeling perfectly. On stage, the song came alive. The choreography was easy to follow but hard to forget, especially the hand movements during the chorus. Live performances showed why it worked so well. Smiles exchanged mid-dance, playful ad-libs, small changes depending on the crowd. Festival stages were filled with this song, and they carried the same vibe every time. High energy, steady vocals, and a sense that they were genuinely enjoying themselves. Cool With You added a different texture to the EP. The dual music videos told a quiet, emotional story, while the song highlighted their vocal. The harmonies, the vocal runs, the way everything stayed smooth and controlled. That more grown sound was just too calming to listen to.
We can go wherever you like. Baby,
ETA flipped the mood again. Sharper, louder, and more playful.
what's your ETA? What's your ETA?
ETA made the EP feel complete, bringing in a different genre from the rest of the songs on the album. Rap parts passed between members smoothly, adding to the sense that everyone had space to show something different. 2023 felt like the peak of NewJeans. Songs played everywhere. Performances stayed in people's heads. Awards kept coming. But what stood out most stayed simple. 5 voices, 5 personalities, fitting together in a way that felt natural. Min Hee-jin and producer 250 built something special around these 5 voices. The approach stayed simple. Minimal processing, no heavy effects, no trying to smooth everything out. Each song focused on how the voices sounded naturally, both on their own and together. Minji's lower tone gave the music its bass. It grounded the songs and gave the others space to move around it. When she came in, the song felt settled. Hanni brought lightness. Her voice lifted tracks easily, especially in hooks and choruses. High notes came through clean and natural, adding a sense of ease to the sound. Danielle added warmth. Her voice felt open and sincere, whether she was singing in Korean or English. She made lines feel closer, more personal. Haerin's tone stood apart in a subtle way. It added texture without pulling focus, giving songs a color that stays with you. Haerin balanced everything out. Her voice carried confidence and playfulness, sounding comfortable alongside the others. Together, the range felt complete. Low and high, soft and bright, familiar but never flat. Their voices didn't compete. They fit together naturally, without needing studio tricks to force the blend. Their B-sides showed another side of them. Hurt leaned into softer, more emotional feeling. Zero played with unusual sounds, but still felt grounded. ASAP and Get Up carried a dreamy tone. NewJeans set the mood with a calm, assured feel from the start. Visually, they followed the same idea. Film grain, natural lighting, and simple styling. Nothing overdone. Every era felt like a small step forward. 5 individuals, styled differently, but always looking like they belonged together. All of this worked because it was these 5 people. Their sound and style existed the way it did because of who was standing next to who. International stages came next, and NewJeans stepped into them together. Lollapalooza put them in front of a crowd that didn't really know what to expect. But watching them move together, back each other up, and enjoy the stage made sense to everyone, even without the language. October 2023 brought a sharp change in sound. Gods arrived as the official song for the League of Legends World Championship. It leaned into a dramatic, larger-scale style, far from their usual style.
Once you play God, once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one.
When they performed it live at the World's Finals in November, they handled the scale perfectly. It showed the world a very different side of NewJeans. In 2024, they kept moving forward.
안녕, 난 혜인이야. 오늘은 내가 비눗방울을 만드는 법을 가르쳐줄게.
Bubblegum leaned into something lighter and softer. The melody gave space to their blend, and the visuals carried an easy sense of joy.
넌 역시 짱이야. 나랑 친구할래?
And don't you know how sweet it tastes?
How Sweet followed with a more grown sound, still familiar, but steadier. Live stages never disappoints. It just felt like five friends having fun every time. But behind the scenes, things were less simple. The Adore and Hybe conflict became public, and fans could feel the tension even as performances continued.
I gotta see the meaning of it. I don't know.
Their Japan debut came with Supernatural. New schedules, new expectations, a different pace, but they handled it together. Hanni's cover of Blue Coral Reef at the Tokyo Dome stood out. It became a moment people kept replaying, not just for the concept, but for how perfectly she covered it. In 2024 and 2025, things started to slow down. In 2023, they were everywhere. In the years after, appearances became rare. Most of the time, they showed up around court rulings and only performed together sometimes. And when the news arrived in December 2025, confirming Danielle's departure and leaving Minji's status unclear, it reshaped how everything before it was remembered. Looking back now, those final moments as five carry more weight. The performances, the smiles, the music remains, the videos stay. But what existed between those five belonged to a moment that cannot be repeated. NewJeans as five came and went faster than anyone expected. In just a short time, they showed how much chemistry matters. Five voices that fit naturally together, five personalities that balanced each other, five people who felt stronger side by side. The songs are still there, the videos are still online, the performances can still be replayed. But what stays with people most are the moments that could only happen then. The looks they shared on stage, the laughter between takes, the quiet understanding of standing together through everything. We may not see NewJeans as five again, but what they gave as five is still there, living on in the music and in the memories of bunnies who watched it happen. NewJeans dared to be bold. Will you?